Hello and welcome to a session on the principles of reward-based crowdfunding. In this session, we're going to learn about the characteristics of reward-based crowdfunding. Where can reward-based crowdfunding be found in the fintech market? The fintech market is separated in the segments of account and payments, financing, investment, and services and tools. Crowdfunding is based in the fintech segment financing because it's about the financing of projects for private or corporate customers, and it's done by a large number of people, the so-called crowd, who are recruited as investors via the internet. Let's explore the category of crowdfunding. Crowdfunding is separated in profit-oriented online alternative finance and non-profit-oriented online alternative finance. Reward-based crowdfunding can be found in the segment of non-profit-oriented online alternative financing, as supporters invest their money in creative projects and the money does not have to be paid back by companies. The idea of reward-based crowdfunding is that individuals donate to a project with the expectation of receiving a non-financial reward in return. Investors often receive a gift as a reward or a new product in pre-sale. First of all, the project initiators set a funding target and a time frame within which they want to raise money. In most cases, this is done according to the all or nothing principle. The all or nothing principle means that collected amounts from campaigns are only paid out to the project members after the funding sum has been reached. If the funding amount is not reached, the amounts are paid back to the supporters. Reward-based crowdfunding is mainly used by creatives, non-profit organizations, inventors or filmmakers who have problems to raise money due to the launch of a new product, or they are seeking for an alternative means of funding rather than the funding from a traditional bank. In the segment of reward-based crowdfunding, the duration of a campaign is usually 30 to 60 days. The course of a campaign in reward-based crowdfunding is characterized by 3 different process steps. Depending on the respective status of the project funding, the crowdfunding process is divided into the phases before, during, and after funding. In the pre-campaign phase, the entire and detailed planning for the campaign and project implementation takes place. The goal is to be as detailed as possible to ensure the success of the campaign. The live phase defines the period between the go-live and the end of the campaign after the runtime has been reached. Within this phase, measures are taken by the initiators to ensure that the funding amount is reached. In the downstream phase, after the end of the campaign is terminated if it is not successfully completed. If the campaign is successful, on the other hand, the initiators enter the implementation phase and realize the advertised product or service. The creators of the campaigns have to pay a platform processing fee for the successful completion of the campaign as a percentage of the funding sum to the platform. The platform has to pay a payment processing fee for the reward of every supporter to the payment provider. Let us take a deeper look on the advantages and disadvantages of reward-based crowdfunding. The biggest advantage for companies is building a customer base while raising money and doing market research on the attractiveness of the product. In addition, the donations do not have to be paid back. But there are also some disadvantages. Reward-based crowdfunding is less suitable for complex concepts or products, as backers do not invest in ideas they do not understand. For supporters, there's a high risk of failure, as you can also see transparently when you look on the website of, for example, the platform of Kickstarter. If the inventors publish their ideas, there's also the risk of intellectual ideas or property being stolen. To summarize the presentation, there are 3 takeaways you should keep in mind. In most cases, reward-based crowdfunding is done according to the all or nothing principle, which means that collected amounts from campaigns are only paid out to the project members after the funding sum has been reached. The creators of the campaigns have to pay a platform processing fee for the successful completion of the campaign as a percentage of the funding sum to the platform. The platform has to pay a payment processing fee to the payment provider for the financial amount of each supporter. Companies don't have to pay back the donations. The investors have a high default risk due to young companies. In case you want to learn more about crowdfunding, check out the respective chapters in the book FinTech Business Models. Thank you very much for your attention.